Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here we are in week number 9. Now before we get started, the teams that are on the bye week for this week are the Chicago Bears, the one, the only, Miami Dolphins. Along with the Dolphins are the Giants, who are just coming off a win against the Dolphins. And I think there's one more team, and that is the St. Louis Rams. And I'm pretty sure that's all the teams for this week that are on the bye. It is. But now let's go ahead and do our little preview for week number 9. Here we have the Cardinals and the Buccaneers. And I think Tampa Bay is going to continue their winning streak, try to get to the playoffs because we are now halfway. At home, we've got a lot of teams that have played. We got some teams that have played 8 games, others that have played 7, like the Cardinals. And Tampa Bay, they're going to try to continue to make a push for the playoffs, try to make sure that they are one of the teams repping the NFC South, because I don't think they're going to win the South itself. That's going to belong to the Carolina Panthers. Although with me playing as the Titans, the Panthers are going to lose. This one, it is game of the week because of it being 2 undefeated teams going head-to-head. Sorry, Panthers fans, I got to do that to you. Bengals and Bills. That Bills defense has actually been trying to carry this team. It's just the offense has been absolutely horrendous. Understandable on them being 30th in the league in points scored. But this Bengals offense, they are going to try to steamroll through Buffalo and have the Bills continue their tank for the first overall pick, which it's a race between Buffalo and Arizona. I don't know who's possibly going to get it at the end if they are both 0-16. That's going to be interesting to see. Broncos and Lions, speaking of defenses carrying teams, I'm going to go with Denver's defense here. 3rd in the league, 2nd in rush defense, 6th in passing defense, against an offense that's more or less middle of the road, I'm going to say. Now, there is about a 5 points per game difference between the two teams, but I feel like Denver, their defense is going to keep the Lions at bay for this week. Next are going to be the Packers against the Chiefs, as both teams definitely need a turnaround, but I'm going to give it to the Packers because of the Chiefs' quarterback situation right now. Once Trent Green gets back under center from his injury, it's going to be interesting to see how Kansas City will respond, if they can be one of the 6 teams into the playoffs for the AFC. Going to be interesting to see that, but I think Packers have the advantage this week. Jaguars and Saints, both teams not doing so hot this season. Both are under 500, And I gotta give the edge to New Orleans because, both teams' defenses stat-wise are horrendous, but that's because both of them have played the Tennessee Titans. And the bad news for the Jaguars, they still have to play the Titans again. Saints, on the other hand, don't have to face them for another 4 years, because they won't have to face the Titans again until 2011, I believe. Which, that's going to be interesting how that's going to go if I can keep this series going that long. But I believe the Saints will win, based off of their offense actually doing offense things, like scoring, like Jacksonville, who have 11.1 points per game. One of the worst scores in the entire league. And, Jacksonville's going to have to do something in the draft. That's all that I have to say. Chargers and Vikings. Chargers are actually going on the charge. Start off 1-4, looking like a team that might try to tank, maybe for offensive line help, maybe for some defense. Because they're good at running back right now with LT. They've got Phillip Rivers, they've got Vincent Jackson, Antonio Gates. Maybe a good offensive line would probably be helpful. Maybe a little bit more defense would help. But no, they've turned things around right now. Won 2 straight. And I think they're going to get a third one against the Vikings, who haven't been as strong as they have been this season. Because I think they start off real. They've been a little up and down. They've won 2, lost 2, won 2, and its pattern continues. This is going to be their second loss, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes for the Vikings. But if patterns predict stuff, then both teams will be 500 after this game. Niners and Falcons. 49ers who are on a 3-game win streak against a Falcons team that has scored 6.8 points per game. Oh my god, they need some help on the offense. Maybe some wide receivers, maybe some running backs. Because Michael Vick, he's doing all he can to try to carry this team, but there's only so much a brother can do, And yeah, that offense for the 49ers doing good as well. I think 49ers are going to win, continue their case to be in the talks for the NFC side of the playoff bracket. Don't know if they can catch up to Seattle in time, but, they might try to represent the West in the NFC. Meanwhile, the Falcons are on pace for a top 5 pick. Redskins and Jets. The Redskins are on a 5-game winning streak. Wow. I did not fully see that coming. Hold on. I gotta see if that's actually right. A 5-game winning streak. Luckily, it's on the Vikings, so I can just go this way. Yeah, they suffered the loss against the Eagles. Well, the Dolphins first, and then the Eagles, then the close one against the Giants going into the bye week. And then came out firing, beating the Lions, Packers, the Cardinals. Wow. Redskins, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Boy, Dan Campbell is Dan Snyder's probably happy on that end, that his team is being the hottest team right now. And honestly, that defense being top 10, and with Clayton Porter being listed as probable this week, yeah, I think Redskins are going to make it 6 in a row. Trying to keep up with the Eagles, trying to represent the NFC East in the playoffs. And the Jets, although the Jets are trying to continue to keep up with the Patriots, which the Redskins just beat last week, going to be interesting to see who really comes out on top in this. Seahawks and Browns, I'm going to go Seahawks just because they just have all that momentum. Sure, their total defense is 14th best in the nation, but 14th best in the league. But a top 5 rushing defense against a team that's in the bottom half of the league for rushing offense, going to terrorize Brady Quinn all game. Yeah, the Seahawks are going to walk away with this one. Tank Bowl in Oakland. The Texans versus the Raiders, which Raiders win either way because they got the Texans' first round pick. I don't know why the Texans decided to trade get a 6th and a 7th from the Raiders for their first round pick, but hey, ain't the first questionable trade Houston's done. So, I think Houston might win the game, but drafting-wise, Oakland wins either way. Patriots and Colts, and 2 teams that are in completely opposite directions, which you'd probably think this Like the Colts have reverted back to 1998 rookie Peyton Manning rather than prime Peyton Manning. I mean, negative 24 turnover differential against a team that's only behind the Tennessee Titans in turnover differential. Yeah, I mean, it is Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. I mean, Tom Brady did own Peyton Manning in real life, but Madden simulations. This is probably my toughest prediction yet for the season, and I'm probably gonna say the Colts are gonna win just to stay relevant and avoid having to pick higher in the draft. You know, they need to build some momentum, especially since they know they have to face Tennessee again sometime soon. I mean, heck, the Jaguars have to face Tennessee next week. So, meanwhile, the Colts don't have to face Tennessee again until, well, we can just do this. Yeah, the Colts don't face Tennessee again until week 17, so Andy can use all this time from week 9 through week 16, build up that momentum to maybe get themselves a shot at the playoffs. You know, going to be interesting to see how that goes. But I think this is the start for a potential push for Indianapolis to make the playoffs. You know? Meanwhile, Cowboys and Eagles, I'm saying Eagles because that defense is terrorizing the entire NFC right now. And a team this good on the defensive side of the ball going against a Dallas team that's lost 2 in a row, already a bit shaken up. You know, the Eagles, they're going to take advantage of that. They're going to fly, Eagles fly, all the way to victory on Sunday Night Football and get the ultimate laugh of beating the Dallas Cowboys, which I'm 50% sure they've already faced off this season. Let's see. A lot of schedule checking here early for this. No, Cowboys have faced the Giants. They've only faced the Giants in the division, coming off their bye week. Oh, this is going to be a fun time for Cowboys fans, knowing they've got 5 divisional games in their last 9. I mean, at least for the Cowboys, they are a winner in the division at least, so props to the Cowboys on that end, but yeah, you're probably going to get humiliated on Sunday Night Football. AFC North matchup that no matter what the record is between these two teams, it will be a bloodbath worthy of prime time. Whether that prime time is Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime, Sunday Night Football on NBC, Sunday Night Football on ESPN. Doesn't matter what prime time it is, this matchup is deserving of being in prime time. Eagles, Steelers, and honestly, the way this season is going, I will probably go with Pittsburgh because both teams are about as evenly matched, even though the Ravens do have one overall point higher, 89 to 88. It's just that defense, especially that passing defense, going against an aging veteran in Steve McNair. It's probably going to dominate, going to feast on that. Although Willis McGahee, he will have to carry the team. He's going to have to if they want to beat the likes of Troy Polamalu and Joey Porter and Cameron Hayward. Like Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, Chris McAllister, Ray Lewis, they're going to have to step up on the defensive side of the ball especially. especially since this is Corey Dillon's debut for the team. Well, perfect time to debut for the team. Biggest rivalry game in the NFL, basically. So, yeah, that is the preview for week number 9. And I will see you all next time.